This woman has a question for all of you out there, and maybe you can answer it for her.
So being single in my late 40s, I don't know what I was thinking, but I legitimately thought that since I was going to be dating men who are more mature, that they were going to be more mature. And when I tell you that it is like I feel like I'm back in my 20s. like it's all the same stuff, the ghosting, the not being honest, the flakiness, the like just bare minimum effort and like no intention. Like I am I dumb? Like what was I thinking? Did I really think things were going to be different? Oh my gosh.
And if you're curious about what she's referring to when she says, "What was I thinking? Did I really think things were going to go any different?" Well, her bio on TikTok says single mom just having some fun. So I'll let you take a wild guess at what she means by that. And to answer her question, oh, am I dumb? Well, again, I'll let you decide that. But I guess to better answer that question, right, it helps to consider what her motive was in the first place. My suspicion is that she wanted her life to feel more dopaminergic, which is understandable, but in this case misdirected. Essentially longing for a time filled with butterflies and boy drama. She even mentioned how she feels like she's back in her 20s, and she says it like she resents that, but I'm not buying it. I think this is exactly what she was looking for. After scrolling through her TikTok account, I've got to say, she genuinely seems to believe she is 22. You can kind of tell by the way she was talking in that clip. And that, of course, would make her calling older men immature the pot calling the kettle black, basically. And look, having youthful energy in your late 40s and beyond, it's not a bad thing. But that's not what that is. What that is not what her page is. I'm not joking. It looks almost identical to what you'd expect from a 22-year-old blonde bimbo. I mean, it is actually uncanny. She's making skits about the day after getting cracked. And if you don't know what that means, it means the day after having sex. And I would assume she's not talking about having sex with a guy she really, really loves. Probably some dude who just pumped and dumped her. And, she's making other skits about calling her bestie to ask how the dating apps are going. I mean, it's strange. It is. Making a skit about the day after getting cracked as a 40 a woman in her late 40s. Hey, dude. But I can drop the link in the comments to her account, or you can just take my word for it. She's got full-blown TikTok brain rot. And that's probably why she finds herself single in her late 40s, chasing what she already had. It's very typical.
When did men all of a sudden start wanting kids? Because their whole shtick for so long was that they didn't want to settle down and they didn't want to have kids. And the message to women was like, oh, don't freak them out by telling them you want kids because they'll freak out and they'll leave you. I swear to God, pretty much every guy I have gone out with says that they're like, yeah, I want to get married and I just really want a family. I just really want to have kids. My question to you is why? I don't think y'all actually want to be a father to children. I don't think you want to like parent and raise them. I think now it's become a thing where having a family is a social flex just because it requires a lot of money to have kids. You have to be a certain caliber of man to get married now because women's bars are higher. So therefore having a woman is even more of a flex than it was before. Oh, I'm seeing the answer. It's a social flex. Okay. They're just doing it out of spite now. Now that the women are saying they don't want him, they're like, actually, wait, we kind of do. Pick a side, for real.
Women like her have been bombarded by feminist outlets their whole lives with advice on how to get him to commit. And him is always some imaginary guy who's objectively remarkable. And that's the implication every time, right? It's never about how to make the guy who is already willing to commit happy, how to make him just really love being with you, how to be the best girlfriend possible for him, how to be the best wife for him. No, it's always, here's how you can convince him to commit. Just try this one simple trick with your tongue to make yourself unforgettable. The whole don't scare him off by saying you want kids thing really only applies when a woman is trying to convert men who are only interested in hooking up into someone who wants something serious with her. In that scenario, it is damaging because she will be forced to confront the truth that he doesn't see her as good enough for anything beyond sex. So she says, oh, FYI, I want kids someday. And he thinks, yikes, all I'm looking for with you is sex. And then eventually, he breaks the bad news to her. Well, that's the only time telling a man she wants kids someday could be damaging, right? Because it creates a situation that really can no longer be left to ambiguity, which will destroy the fantasy being sold. Oh, well, it turns out that one simple trick with the tongue won't make Mr. Dreamy commit. And now she's been pumped and dumped. Oh, no, it was all a lie. Yeah, but not without impact. Look at the bright side. At least you helped further the feminist cause. Well, thanks for your contribution. Outside of that, if you're a woman and you want kids someday, shouldn't that be something you do mention so that nobody's time gets wasted and you're on the same page? Wouldn't women's outlets be advising them to do that if they actually cared about women? Or is the reason they don't advise that because their real intention is to sell a fantasy? Think about that for a moment. And all that shitty feminist propaganda that women have been beaten over the head with, it may have shaped their worldview, but that doesn't mean the men bought into it. So there's a survey from Michigan, and it compared 12th graders' interest in marriage from 1993 to 2023, right? And I actually covered this already on the channel, but the boys' interest has stayed consistent. But girls' interest in marriage dropped by nearly 20%. And there's plenty of sources and graphs out there all showing the same steady decline in interest from young women when it comes to marriage and children. And funny enough, we just witnessed her thought process play out. And so what she landed on was, oh, I get why they want it now. Well, because it's a social flex. Not because they actually want to be fathers, but because it looks good. She ended up on that because she's projecting. Her entire metric for value is social approval, right? So in her mind, oh, well, that must be what men are chasing too. She's overcomplicating it. Men haven't been obliterated by antenatal ideology the same way women have. That's why. And I'm done with this narrative that men aren't good or present parents. This is the Western world where civilization was built on the bond between father and child and the strength of the family. Children love their fathers and fathers love their children. And you really can't help but notice how much is working against it. Enough.
I just tell you about a phenomenon that I am very confused by. There appears to be an epidemic with men in their mid 30s who still do not know how to kiss a woman properly. I have two particular instances. One, my last long term relationship, I had to tell the man on our third or fourth date, because it was that bad, and we'd been kissed a couple times, to put his tongue into my mouth. Into my mouth. He was kissing me like this. Like, what is that? Now, after he was taught, everything was great. Kissing was amazing. Again, I'm back dating. Go on a date with a guy a few times. Second date, he kisses me. Now, it's just a peck. Fine. Second date, first time kissing, get it. Fair. Third date, same thing. Just a little peck. These men are like 35 years old. What am I missing here? Did you not kiss people in your 20s? Did no one tell you what to do?
How many of you guys out there would complain like she is if you went out with a woman and it was obvious that, there was a lack of experience on her part? Would you complain at all, or would you kind of be relieved? And now look, if you're someone looking for some, freak in the sheets to get your rocks off, well then yeah, she's not the one. But other than that, well, her lack of experience is not going to be a problem. It's preferable. And yet I've been told, male sexual experience and female experience will judged the same way by the opposite sex. Now, sure, this is an anecdote. And there were some other ones in the comments. One woman said, well, if that would have happened to me, there wouldn't be a second kiss. But I mean, look, bottom line is male sexual inexperience is nowhere near as desirable to women as female sexual inexperience is to men.